I'm about to feed him to the sharks right now. Get him hype right now. Yeah. You know the ground is up. Yeah. Everybody that trains, you know the game. Yeah. So let's get it. Slap it up, bump it, and roll. Hey. Yeah, that's the way that it go. Ain't no better way to better yourself in this game. You're feeling the growth. That's time on the mat. We put in the work. Believe it ain't easy, I know. But we train for the love of the game, the love of the art. Now slap it up, bump it, let's roll.
Welcome to episode 97 of the BJJ Campaign podcast. My name is Jeff Boone. I'm an A3 blue belt, 4 stripes.
Phil Coors, A2 blue belt, 4 stripes.
Attaboy, Philly.
I messed up the introduction in a practice round.
It's fine. How about that Gordon Ryan update?
Which one?
Either. You tell me.
I don't remember. I don't remember what happened.
Gordon Ryan signs with one championship.
Right. Mm-hmm. To have grappling matches.
Right. Everybody was like, "Oh, he's going to get his ass beat." Come on, guys. Come on. He's no fool. He's too pretty to get his ass beat.
It's true. I did see the picture of him in boxing gloves, though.
Yeah, he's been training striking for years. I mean, he has. It's not a shock.
What do you think is going to happen?
What I think is, Chatri is his name, the CEO of One Championship. I think that he wants, I think that grappling as a martial art is going to be more well received in Asia Pacific than it is in the US. And because if you look overall at the Asia Pacific audience for One Championship, they're more respectful when it comes to martial arts. Whenever something's going on the ground, they watch intently. They don't boo. They don't say stand them up or anything like that. You know, they always watch intently. So a few well-placed, really good grappling matches with Gordon Ryan at the big events that they have to kind of show off that martial art, I believe is going to make a huge difference in the uptake of BJJ in Asia Pacific. I mean, there's already a lot of people doing jiu-jitsu in Asia Pacific, but I think that he sees that as an opportunity to really both Gordon Ryan and Chatri. I think they see that as a way to grow jiu-jitsu and to grow the audience. And I think that's what, if you ask me, I think that's what Gordon Ryan's looking for as well, right? Because he's got the max audience that there is today. You love him or hate him, you still watch him, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody's still watching him. And so he's thinking outside of that norm of just capture all the audience that is today. In other words, he's manufacturing his own audience to create benefit for the entire sport. I believe.
Well, I don't think anybody's watching him. I think that's the problem.
What?
I don't think anybody's watching him. It's only like on Flow. Like there's no opportunity for a lot of people to watch.
You don't think Flow's blown up in subscriptions since Gordon Ryan's been on the scene?
Has it?
I mean, I'll make baseless accusations anytime.
You sounded real confident with the phrasing of that question.
Well, let's just look it up then. Why don't we?
This never works.
Go ahead. Yeah. Flow grappling.
So in the meantime,
go ahead.
Yeah, I just don't think anybody has Flow. And I don't think there's a huge audience. And I think that's why he's making the switch. And that's the easiest one to make the switch into. You're not going to find it.
No, I'm not.
You're not. Right. I don't even think that's I don't think that's really published information usually.
Maybe not.
Like when the ratings come out, I don't even know what that means. You know, when they're like Nielsen ratings and stuff, I don't even know what that means.
I feel like it's the Nielsen family, whatever family is Nielsen's.
Mm-hmm. They just report back on their thoughts.
Like for whatever reason, they're a perfect cross section of what they feel the viewing audience should be. Now I'll look it up. I'll dive into it and I'll see. But Yeah, I mean, I believe that Gordon Ryan has popularized grappling to a great extent and made it a more palatable event to watch.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's no good, or not good. I feel like there's no big ways to watch grappling. It's not like the UFC or something, you know. Where do you even watch ONE FC?
ONE FC's on. I mean, it's on primetime. What are you talking about? ONE FC's on.
What is primetime?
It's on.
Like cable?
Yeah, it's on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's on. I can't remember. Is it Paramount Network? Maybe. I can't remember what it's on. But yeah, you can watch that and on DAZN. I think they have
the ESPN app.
No, DAZN.
Is that not related to ESPN?
Mm-hmm. No.
Okay.
No, I think I can't remember. I mean, I see them all the time on.
Yeah, but you're weird. You know, I feel like most people don't.
Maybe. I mean, I think that one from a viewership side is more popular than the UFC.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've heard that stat. Which makes sense. I mean, Asia Pacific, there's more people over there than there are here. That's, that's well known. But.
What other sports do they do? All the other sports there the same? I know they do baseball is big and basketball is big.
Basketball is big. Muay Thai, Asia Pacific is really popular. Muay Thai, kickboxing.
Yeah, it all relates though.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think it's a good idea. I think you should do grappling, and I think you probably will eventually do MMA. I mean, how long can he be like athletic prime and the best? You know what I mean? Like,
what is he now? 27?
I don't know. Probably sounds good, but like after this ADCC, he isn't getting like the relevant matches, right?
Right.
Like, I feel like the Andre Galvao one's never going to happen. Who else is a big name that's
25? He's only 25. Jesus.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's still pretty young. But like, who else is a big name that he hasn't competed against? I mean, I don't.
I mean, everybody wants to see the rematch with him and Felipe Pena. Felipe Pena beat him probably the last match, which was when he was a purple belt, I think.
Uh-huh.
I don't even think he was a black belt yet. Maybe he was. I don't know. But
So
yeah.
why hasn't that happened?
Oh, because Pena won't fight him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's not. He's dodging him. You know, all of them are. Everyone's dodging him. They don't want to be embarrassed. You know, they know. You know, just like tonight, whenever he goes against Wagner Hocha. I thought it was Friday.
It's there on Saturdays.
Really?
Yeah. What's today?
Huh?
What is today?
Friday.
The 25th or 26th?
Oh, yeah.
It's the 26th. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. That's weird because usually they have that on Friday when there's a UFC event.
No, last time there's a UFC event every week.
That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. Ooh, we're going to have that on too with the UFC event tomorrow night.
Yeah. So but that guy's, isn't he much smaller? He looks much smaller.
Yeah, I mean, Wagner Hoch is $180. He's pumped up for this, but he's $180.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, and here's the thing, you know, Gordon Ryan's going to go out there. He's going to implement his game, and he's going to take however long it is to set up whatever he has to set up for his next DVD, his next instructional. And he's going to tweet right before he goes out, or he's going to put on Instagram right before he goes out how he's going to submit him, and that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, he did the armbar from the mount last time, so it's probably going to be a mount attack.
Yeah, I would suspect that, which is great because my mount attacks are trash. So, the other interesting thing, speaking of one championship, is Buchecha. Have you seen who he's going up against for his first fight?
No.
Guy's a freaking monster, man. I was like, they're putting him up against him the first fight?
Not good.
I hope he's I hope. I mean, he looks like I follow him on Instagram. He looks like he's shredded and and the guy's multiple time world champion in jiu-jitsu. But Jesus Christ, this other guy's looks very dangerous. Speaking of very dangerous, what do you think about the intergender match between Craig Jones and Gabby Garcia?
See, that's going to get more people to watch because it'll be streamed on Facebook.
Are they streaming on Facebook? Is that what they said? Because I knew they said they were streaming it somewhere because Flo wasn't. Why isn't Flo doing that? That's stupid. What an opportunity they have for that.
I don't know. But I bet more people watch that because it'll be posted about like among all those groups.
100% more people watch that.
That'll be like
100% more people watch it. Yeah. I wonder if they're going to charge for it. Can they charge for it? Do they do?
Not on Facebook, I don't think.
Really?
I don't think so. They'd be better off probably setting up like a fucking YouTube account and just start streaming their matches or whatever on that and like growing a following. Dude, have you seen that? Speaking of the streaming thing, there's this guy Ludwig who's been doing like a marathon stream on Twitch. We're at like 2 weeks now. Every time someone subscribes, it adds 10 seconds to the clock. Like it was at like 50 hours for days. And like it's now down to like 24 hours or something like that. And like he's sleeping. He has a race car bed that he sleeps in his stream room. Like he's sleeping.
What's
he wakes
this guy
up.
Stream about? Is he on Twitch?
Yeah, yeah. Well, he just like plays games or like he kind of does a bunch of different shit. But like he's been working out. He's been cooking. He carries it around and like he hasn't turned it off for like 2 weeks. And it was at like 100. As of a couple of days ago, it was at like 105,000 subscribers. Oh my so he gets $1 or $2 for every one of those. And I think he's donating like half to charity, I guess. But
that's
like
a good move, man.
But like it's insane.
That's a good.
So there's
move.
much more money, I think, in if they figure out a way to do something like that, where they stream and like make money off of the ads and the streaming and stuff like that.
You know what I'd like to see is I'd like to see somebody take that, like somebody who is a competitor that has a business savvy, somebody like Gordon Ryan or something, and really make it about the grapplers. You know, and because look, man, these guys don't get paid shit for doing this. I mean, the money's in the instructional sales and stuff like that. I mean, they might get a couple $1,000 here or there.
I mean, at some point that's got to get like dried out. Like, how many like half guard DVDs are you gonna buy? You know what I mean?
All of them. That's what I'm saying. All of the half guard DVDs.
They're gonna get played out though. Like I don't think the instructional thing is I think this subscription model is the better idea, but still it's too much money. Like $20 or $30 a month is just too much. Cause like, yeah, maybe, you know what, like never gets canceled? My $5 subscription. Not worth it. You know, but for like $20 or $30, I'm going to cancel something.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, I didn't use that at all last month.
Yeah. Whereas you're like, you know what? $5. I've paid way more for less.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought some people would have like done that model more with like the Zoom stuff that was happening last year, but I don't know. Somebody's going to figure out how to stream, and YouTube probably will be where it happens. Cause like they're kind of
can't stand YouTube.
Well, they're taking
Vimeo.
They're trying to take off. Do you know YouTube's only been around 15 years?
Yeah, sure.
Like that's wild. I was listening to something about that last night. It's been out since like 2005. Yeah. But like I when it was said, it's like, yeah, no, I think about it. I remember like after high school, like looking something up on YouTube and being like, this website sucks.
Think about what phones were 15 years ago. They weren't shit.
Have you seen the TikToks of like mime like talking on a phone?
No.
So like the kids will go like this. Because that's how you like hold your cell phone.
Oh.
They have they don't do that.
Oh, yeah.
So like.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so everybody, for the audience, I'm going to describe this. Phil put his hand flat against his face. Instead of like if you're old and hold a telephone, the telephone has a receiver on the ear and on the mouth, and you're holding your thumb and your pinky finger out. The kids nowadays, look how old we are. The kids nowadays, they're putting their hand on the side of their face
and
to
the
indicate
other one,
phone.
It'll be like, all right, mime taking a picture.
Yeah, it's this.
They do this.
They don't do that.
That's hilarious. But like you never
This
think
is
about
terrible podcasting, by the way.
It's fine.
It's terrible.
It's very important. People need to know about it.
By the way, just going to point out these next 2 episodes are going to be crap because we're saving all our A material for episode 100. Okay. So folks, just don't expect much out of the next couple because we're, again, saving that A material for episode 100.
It's a good point.
Yeah. I thought so.
I've been saving it for 97 episodes so far. So
that's what I'm saying. Let's save it up. It's going to be a great
game.
episode. We got to build this thing up like way bigger than it can ever be. I think I love the idea of this Gabby Garcia, Craig Jones fight. And by the way, I think Craig Jones is going to submit her within 3 minutes. Mm-hmm. That's what I believe is going to happen. But did you see how much bigger Gabby Garcia is than Craig Jones?
No.
He's like 195 and she's like 245.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really big.
And like 6'3" or something. She's huge.
6'6".
She's 6'6".
I think so, yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Just her next to Galvao is like
oh
wild.
My God, I know, man. And her back in that picture where he got slapped. Oh my God. She was jacked.
She's really big.
I'll tell you what though. I'm an Elizabeth Clay lover. I still think Elizabeth Clay beat her in that no-gi match. Still bitter about it, Phil.
I can tell. Yeah, I can tell.
Because Abby didn't mount any attacks, and Elizabeth Clay had her in trouble a couple times with some leg injuries, which therefore that's kind of the basis behind saying that I think it's not going to last 3 minutes with Craig Jones unless he wants it to last longer. You know?
Yeah, he seems to be good at that, and I think that's what cost her in the last one is that she wasn't like. I don't think she got submitted against that other girl, but she lost the recent one a month ago because I think the other girl just had more attacks or attempts or whatever.
For sure.
But she never really looked like she was in trouble. But
agreed.
Decisions.
Yeah, the only exciting match that Gabby Garcia is going to have is Craig Jones. Her other matches have been her just imposing her size and strength on others. I haven't seen a great display of jiu-jitsu from her yet.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Which, she's capable of doing that, so okay. I hadn't seen her doing barambolos, you know what I mean?
It's true.
Speaking of barambolos,
you're getting really good.
No. I'm terrible with barambolos. Yeah, but I'm going to be good. Mm-hmm. And the reason I'm going to be good, I just ordered, thanks to my buddy Gary Ansel, shout out to Gary, purple belt in Ohio that I trained with, that I went to high school with and junior high with. He sent me a message. He was like, this reverse hyper machine from Rogue Fitness is awesome. And he's like a bigger version of me. So he's like 6'3", 245. Mm-hmm. And he said he was having low back pain and really didn't have much hip mobility. And he was like, now I'm inverting. Bam. That's all he had to say for me to order it. Yeah. Like, I don't know if he's getting a contract with Rogue Fitness or
10%. Yeah.
Maybe 10%. That wouldn't be a bad chunk. But yeah, that's coming in. So we're going to do that. You've agreed to do some of the exercises with me 2 days a week. Take 30, 45 minutes maybe, max. I don't think it's going to take that long.
2 days a week, man.
2 days a week.
No more, no less.
No more, no less. 45 minutes.
You know what Mark said to me last night?
What?
He goes, when I was like, he's drilling fundamentals, he goes, how many reps are you going to do? I laughed. I was like, I don't know, but I'm sure he does. So.
That's great.
Yeah, but I've had the same low back pain for a long time, and the hamstring stretches and doing different stuff has helped, but it's never improved, like, or gone away. Where I feel like if it's something I'm working on all the time, it's like masking the problem and it never gets worse, but it's not enough to like either strengthen or get enough mobility to fix the problem completely so that it it's like when I stretch anything else, like it needs to be done, but it doesn't need to be done every day or I have a problem. So maybe this helps fix it so it can go away.
Well, I think it really does, because especially for that low back, and I've had a little bit of low back issue too. I've been really trying to do those stretches, the cat stretches where you arch your back and then curl your back. That really seems to help me. But this reverse hyper machine actually actively decompresses it with weights. So you're basically bent over the machine and there's weight pulling on your lower legs and kind of decompressing your back and giving you additional hip mobility. And so that's what I'm looking forward to, man. I just to really unlock that low back is going to be important for me, because mine's been tight for years. And this, not that I'm ever going to play an inversion game. I'm just not going to.
You're so full of shit.
Maybe I will. But to at least be able to do it if I have to, which is every roll, I want to be able to do it.
Well, okay, you just like you don't have to justify it. You can do whatever you want. It's your jiu-jitsu. You can go upside down if you want.
I feel like people look at me, they're like, dude, you're not going to be doing an inversion game.
They have been, and that hasn't stopped you yet. So I think you're
exactly
just
right.
Carry on and do whatever you want to do.
They might laugh at me. Who cares? They might stick me there and make it really uncomfortable for me. I don't care. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm still going to do it.
You get used to it after a while. Like people would be like, you're getting stacked and it doesn't seem to bother you. It's because it happens every time I roll. It's not by choice, but here we are. So, you just get used to it.
And my low back will be very supple from the reverse hyper machine. Boom. It'll be fine. Until it's not. Speaking of fine until it's not, let's talk a little bit about your diet and where it's gone off the rails.
It's not off the rails.
No?
I have 1 cup of coffee.
What time were you up the other morning for an hour on the...
This morning, that was 5 a.m.
5 a.m.
It's because of the thunderstorms, though.
Oh, it was? Okay. All right. Well, let's tighten that up, Phil. I mean, Reese's and chocolate chip cookie dough, not...
Yeah, but with the ice cream, it's really good. I don't think it's that bad to have it once a week. I have been having it more than that. But, we can scale it back. So, most of the time, 1 meal a day, very healthy.
I appreciate that you only do it on Thursdays, because the earliest training that you do on Fridays is at noon.
That's right.
So you got plenty of time to get the system right.
Cleaned out. That's right.
Yeah.
So every other morning, though, I'm usually doing something earlier. So I can't. So I really can, Thursday night, I can just do whatever.
Just off the rails.
Yep.
Boom.
Yep.
Oh, that's great. Going to the Lucas Leitch seminar tonight at Indian Land MMA. And really looking
Gi or no gi?
Oh, I'm sure he's gi.
Okay.
That's a great point.
Well, because you said MMA.
Well, but yeah, no. I guess I don't know if he does. I'm sure he does no gi, but he's more famous for his gi work with half guard and stuff. So
okay.
Really looking forward to that.
Half guard?
I mean, you would think that's what he's known for. Coyote guard specifically. That's what his guard is.
Why is it called that?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Sounds really...
I love it. Coyote guard.
Yeah. It's better than New Wave.
Okay. Okay. Enough, Phil. Is it new N-U or N-E-W?
It's N-U.
No.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
You haven't seen the... you don't get the ads for the videos they make now?
Yeah, but I didn't pay attention to...
That's all I can see.
Anyway, they're branding.
Yeah. Sticks out.
So yeah, I think it's gonna be fun to do that.
Yeah, I think you'll have a good time. You like half guard.
Love half guard. One of my favorites. You can be lazy in half guard.
Mm-hmm.
It's really easy to do that.
I feel like you can be lazy in a lot of places, though.
I'm lazy in all places. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a good point.
Yes, I am. I like having that diversity of instruction.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Why?
because it makes me appreciate John for his being well-rounded when I come back.
Mm-hmm. That seems like a fancy way to say that you like a lot of different instructors.
Well, I think you can gain something off of everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you gain the most off your main professor, your main coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't it? They go out and they seek other instruction, right?
Yeah.
Like he goes to Travis Stevens every year, he trains it with Hoyce and all of them, Horian and Crosley and all of them every year. So why wouldn't I?
I hate traveling. I hate traveling so much, mainly. And then, I don't know. I think like the Origin Camp is very fun.
Yeah.
Like, and that's a really, I might say like it was immersive.
Yes, yeah, that's why they call it the Origin Immersion Jiu-Jitsu Camp. Yes, Phil.
Where you're doing something, immersive. 3 times a day. And I mean, you're getting so many reps in, it would be pretty difficult not to leave, being a little bit better than you arrived.
Yep.
But I don't know. I've noticed recently, and I think it's just because I'm more aware of things, that things I would specifically seek out that I thought were different, and then John teaches it the same exact way that I think is a different way, and for the same exact reason as what I thought or what I heard. And I'm like, not to say didn't trust before, but can see the thought process of like why you're starting here so you can arrive over here. Mm-hmm. And just kind of seeing more of the pieces of the puzzle or whatever you want to call it.
Would you say you're becoming more of a conceptual learner, Phil?
I think so. I think so. Well, I'm trying to take that approach more of like making things simpler, but I couldn't learn that way before because there was too much. I had to see 1, 2, 3. I don't know. Like nothing else made sense.
So what's changed?
I don't know.
You don't know what's changed.
No, not specifically. You're looking at me like you definitely do though.
I mean, you're not mired in thinking of the minutia whenever you're thinking conceptually. You're not mired in 1, 2, 3 when you're thinking conceptually. Because when you're thinking conceptually, it's always going to be 3 things: grips, position, submission, or defense. Right? That's the hierarchy.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what position that you're in, that's the hierarchy of thinking. That's the simplest concept of all of jiu-jitsu. And if whose book? Oh, it was that was actually in Brian Rogers' White to Blue. That book that I read. Mm-hmm. Listen to. I don't read anything. Mm-hmm. I listen to stuff. Reading makes me sound so sophisticated, and I'm not. So that White to Blue, he broke it down. He said, any position that you're in, you think about grips, then position, then submission or defense, depending on if you're defending or attacking. And like that, to me, it always stuck. It always stuck. So no matter what the moves were, because very rarely am I going to get the 1, 2, 3 right away, but if I think about it in that concept, because look, what is the 1 usually? It's usually a grip. What is the 2? Making the position. What is the 3? Sweeping them, choking them, getting out of a back defense. That's it. So because you've already had so many 1, 2, 3s in that, now you're thinking beyond that. Whereas I would contend you could have thought earlier in this way.
Okay.
What?
I don't know.
You used to make fun of me for being a conceptual learner.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Huh?
I mean,
whoa, big guy. You can't make fun of him anymore, huh?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Like the ones that stuck out to me were even just different ways to say what you're saying. Don't let the other person do what they want to do.
Marcelo Garcia, yes.
Which is the same thing. Like the grips is the first thing you want to do. So you just add, I have to hear it differently, which is the best argument you can make for another instructor. But you skip that one.
Oh, that was a good argument.
That's the best
you made
argument.
it for me.
Yeah, that's the best argument.
Because look, he's got to get so mad every time we come back with something. Oh, look at what such and such does. Don't do that, folks. I mean, I try not to, but I'm sure I do at some points. But it is because they've said it in a different way, and then I'll be like, he never did it. Then the next time John teaches, I'm like, oh yeah, he says it every time. I just overlooked it, you know. So yeah, hearing it in a different way, I think is key. You know, and that, again, that's not to say, you know, I'm not going around locally to different places. You know, I'm you know, when somebody that's really good or a world champ comes in, I'm going to probably do the seminar. You know, I'm probably going to do it. Mm-hmm. And
It's not like you're not going to fundamentals tonight to do it, right?
I am not going to fundamentals tonight because I've already been to fundamentals Sunday, Monday, and Thursday this week. That's tripling down on fundamentals.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Imagine if you did 4 classes though.
No,
You're not
I
gonna
can't.
imagine that.
I'm not going to imagine that.
Me either.
No.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and the other thing about the concepts is I feel like I have a hard time learning them unless I figure them out for myself, which is really unfortunate for me.
It's such a bad way.
Sucks. It sucks.
Such a bad way.
I heard a quote on the Lex Friedman with Ryan Hall podcast, and I guess in Ryan Hall's Backtake DVD, I think they said Ryan Hall quotes Galileo in that you can't teach a man anything, you can only help him find it.
Ooh.
I think is how he said it, and I was like, and I'm just so dumb, and I just won't even listen.
It's a long time. If you're playing hide and seek, I am not going to be the one that's hiding.
The one I like the concept recently that I've been looking at is just bringing like center line with the arm across.
Yeah.
From arm drags to the head and arm to the even with the passing of trying to push it across. I mean, everything I like to do is based off of the exposing the back from the arm. And that's just like I think that's a pretty broad concept of like, if you can expose the back, you're doing something right. But it's just, I have to define the pattern out for myself. And I think that's one of the things John said on the first ones is that the moves find you and you just tend to gravitate towards them.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with that. I mean, my body type's perfect for berimbolo, so it's found me. So last night, you know, there's always those things. Nick blew my mind because he gave a new detail to the mount cross choke, of which mine sucks, but that helped out. Mm-hmm. And it was like moving with your head on an arc instead of straight over across the person's body. And he said, really, if you think about it, you should eliminate all straight lines in jiu-jitsu. And I was like, whoa. And then he was like, guard recovery, you make an arc with your feet, you know. Mm-hmm. So just illustrating things where it's an arc with whenever you're dragging across the body, it's an arc, right? Mm-hmm. It's not a straight line, it's an arc. And so I thought that was interesting and going along with the concept of taking the spine out of alignment. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, I thought that was interesting, and I'm trying to see it in everything too. So.
And the angles too, like all the attacks are off to the side, and then putting like the hook in for the De La Riva, if I'm like off to the side on the same angle, and again, you're exposing, you're halfway, it seems, to the back if it's set up right.
For sure.
So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like though, I don't think there's anything wrong with going to a seminar from that guy if you want to, but
no, there isn't.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't I?
Well, I know why you wouldn't.
Yeah, it's too far away. But, you know, I don't know. I thought it was a funny topic.
Yeah, I do too.
Also, I don't totally trust myself to filter out like what sucks.
What do you mean?
I feel like there's a lot of stuff that sucks. That's maybe works, but it's stupid to do it. Like it's a waste of time. Like even if you do it right, it's stupid.
You're talking about seminar moves. We had these in wrestling.
Not even that. Like the same podcast I was listening to with Ryan Hall, and he's talking about how he doesn't like his old instructionals because he wouldn't necessarily do it that way anymore. He's found better ways and has filtered it out, even though like I think my favorite thing John Danaher ever said in like all the DVDs, at one point he just goes like, it'll work on somebody who sucks, but that doesn't matter. That's not the goal. And so like recently, even with stuff I really like to do, I've been trying to like really pay attention to the ones I like to do, because I feel like in the past, like with the triangle, I would triangle people. So I'd be like, oh, I got this. And then I can't do it when somebody's good. And as I've been learning more about triangles recently, you know, I'm trying to pay more attention to stuff I like to do versus maybe new stuff so much. Because it's just trying to get more efficient at like what is good.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what at this point in our jiu-jitsu is about, is finding that thing that takes us to where we're comfortable not being submitted and defending successfully most of the time from people that are better than us, and B, trying to find out things, small incremental things that work on those people that are better than us. You know, whether it's only that you grab for getting the back or something, whether it's only that you grab their elbow and move your hips and shrimp rather than trying to drag their elbow across, because that never works.
Well, maybe not even that. Like I'm talking about sometimes people ask me in a position that I like to do, how to finish this one specific move, but I can see that position and be like, yeah, or you can do the easy thing that makes more sense. I'm trying to find those things within what's already working. Because again, like the only time it works is if they're not very good. Like if they're good, it's not going to work. Mm-hmm. So trying to find the stuff that does work, but try to find the better ways either to do that or like the better options from there.
That makes sense.
To be the most, like, to find the more efficient routes. So like I could, even if I watch something and I'm like, it's really cool, but if it's not like the most efficient way, I don't want to add extra, steps and things in, which is why I really liked Gordon Ryan's seated guard instructional, because it's all off the first grip, which I can't even make. Like I'm working really hard right now to not lose the first grip fight, so the rest of it doesn't even matter, because I'm right. If I'm on my back and they're passing already, what does it matter? But it's all about that first grip fight. And before they even get into the passing position, just very simple like foot sweep stuff and arm drag stuff, which we worked on last year.
You put me on my butt today. I was not expecting that.
I wasn't expecting either. That was funny. Yeah. I thought you were feeding it, and I didn't expect you to fall.
No, not at all, man. I was just stepping in and you just whoop. I was like, it was comical. It was really good.
And those are like so simple with no real loss of, like if it goes wrong, no big deal, not much loss, and you can still keep working into a better position from there, which I think is the best I know of the way to approach it, of the safest and most efficient route to either get on top or whatever. So I guess that's what I mean by the filter of like, you watch something on YouTube and yeah, it's really cool, but like there was 3 better options along that way to go that way,
Yeah, no, I agree. I completely agree. Stringing those things along are very important. I also want to bring up, this is the next instructional that I want to do, and that's Gannon Lang. It was Virginia, now he's out at Legion, AJJ with Keenan Cornelius at the Fighter House, and he's got a new instructional out on Jiu-Jitsu X and Jiu-Jitsu X. Get your stuff together, because you haven't sent me a password recovery yet, so I can't buy his instructional yet, and I want to. So he's got it out on a Nubis guard, which is, obviously some of the lapel guard stuff that that Keenan does and a different take on it. So I'm really interested in that. I think it's going to be, all that stuff's good. Just not only just to know it, to be able to make it part of your game, but also to be able to defend it. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that he put a lot of work into that, and I can't wait. I don't know how long the instructional is because, again, I don't have a way to buy it yet, but whenever, I might just create a new account or something. But yeah. So shout out to Gannon Lang. Hopefully, if you guys take a look at it, we'll follow him on Instagram. That'd be good. He's a Southeast grappler. He's from Virginia, I guess. Yeah, that's Southeast. And he trained with Dave Kedash and them up there a lot. So that was cool.
Oh yeah,
the high road. Yeah.
Did he do one of the Toro Cups when we were there? I don't.
Gannon's done several Toro Cups.
Well, we were there.
He's won. Okay. Yeah, he won while we were there.
I don't remember most
his
of the
first
names.
one. He was a purple, like 2-stripe purple belt or something. But he's won every one that I've seen him in. It's just really good. Really, I mean, obviously, Keenan Cornelius recruited him to the fight house out there at Legion. So that's interesting, and he's a good follow on Instagram. He puts a lot of decent content, really good content out there. So follow him if you can. Gannon Lang is his name. It's at Gannon_Lang, I think. Phil, what else? Anything else?
I've just been trying to drill, like make a list of things to drill and then drill them.
I like
this
that.
week was all new stuff because it was all De La Riva stuff. So I think I've learned most of the stuff in the past and never applied it live. And I still feel like that's the only way I actually learn something is to drill it a bunch of times and then do it live and then actually see where it breaks. Because I don't know. I think the drilling no resistance thing, I never actually learned how to do anything.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it was so funny. It was last night, Thursday night, we were doing the mount cross choke and the mount arm bar there, straight arm lock. And I did that, and then I did the De La Riva stuff because I'm trying to incorporate all that stuff that we learn in the week into the live sessions just to see where it's breaking down so that I have good questions to come back with. And it was funny. One of the white belts, they go, he just taught that. I'm like, yeah, he did. That's why I'm doing it. Mm-hmm. So it's funny to see because that's a top tip. If you've done it in class, try to work on the entries. More than likely, you're training like all those white belts. I wanted them to get into side control and then mount, just so that they could have the opportunity to do that. Right? I mean, just getting position, that sort of thing. But I think that's a really important thing to kind of reiterate and help you learn where things are going to break down so that you can give that feedback and have those questions for either the next time they teach or before or after class the next time that you're there, or thankfully like me after class that night so I can ask the questions to the instructors. And that I think that's a really important lesson. If you're not trying to incorporate whatever lesson it is from the week, it doesn't have to be that day, although that day is probably the best thing to do because it's the freshest in your mind, but other people are going to be looking for it too. So, but I think that's a really good habit to get into.
Yeah. I mean, I just made a list of the things that were shown this week and just jotted them down to try to put like a minute on the clock. Cause I feel like I feel like during class when I'm trying to like work it out, the 2-2 thing helps because I get to feel it done, do it a couple times, feel it done, do it a couple times, and like fix things along the way. But once I have the general grasp of like what I'm trying to do, I want the over and over again repetitions. So there was like 10 things, so it wasn't really reasonable to put 3 minutes on the clock and like do each one. That was kind of a lot of shit. So I'm probably gonna have to prune the list as I improve and notice I'm doing certain ones, and I'll try to like focus on that, I guess. But I've been trying to take advantage of open mat times recently to get just more time because I feel like, again, if I don't do things live, I'm not learning it as well because the details make more sense when I'm already doing it wrong. Mm-hmm. Like if I just try to remember, because I've always learned 1, 2, 3. If I just try to remember 1, 2, 3, the other stuff doesn't stick. Only those 3 things stick. But now I'm trying to take that open mat time and kind of divide it and make sure I'm drilling, because that was something I told you, is that like I don't know if I should scale back on open mats because I'm not getting enough time drilling, and then like immediately realize that I'm the only one stopping myself from doing it. So I just need to just do it. Because
no, that was great. That was fantastic. And like literally that stuff, that the De La Riva stuff that we've been working on, it's way better whenever you just take a couple minutes to do it.
And it's really the self-defense stuff that reminds me of that, because every time I go to do that stuff in like the self-defense circle, outside of like weapon stuff, which I'm awful at, it's so easy because I've just mindlessly repped it so many times at the beginning of classes.
Yeah.
Maybe mindlessly is the wrong word, but basically.
No, I think it's the right word.
Like,
I think that
so
you're developing
many times.
that I think that's what it looks like whenever they say you have unconscious competence. That's mindless. That means your mind is clear. You're just reacting.
And again, not in an actual attack situation. I'm sure it would go terrible for me.
Sure.
But like, I remember the inputs a lot better. And I think I have never, outside of the arm drag, I've never just had something in my mind where I'm like, I'm going to drill this in the scissor sweep. I'm going to drill this at the beginning of the class. Like, I'm going to make sure I get like 5 or 10 reps in. So I'm just trying to make that list.
Put a number on it?
Yeah, I did it.
That's weird.
I did it. Maybe that's why I can't scissor sweep anybody.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, Philly, I'm getting excited for this 100th episode. Again, apologies for these next couple episodes. They're going to suck for the audience, but you know what? It's all right.
Not going to suck any more than the other ones.
That's true. It's true. If the folks choose to support us, how would they do so, Phil?
Share the podcast.
Yeah. That's the best one. Merch is a pain. Don't even worry about that.
I'm not worried about merch at all. It's very limited sizes.
Very limited sizes.
Doug took all the remaining inventory.
He did. He did at that. Schluter, come in.
I asked him for a picture too. He never sent me a picture.
That son of a gun. Schluter, get us a picture. All right. Well, folks, if you're not out there doing something to make yourself better each and every day, get out there and do it. Phil and I choose jiu-jitsu. We hope you do too.
I'm about to feed him to the sharks right now. Get him hype right now. Yeah. You know the ground is our ocean. Yeah. Ocean. Everybody that trains, you know the game. Yeah. So let's get it. Slap it up, bump it and roll. Hey. Yeah, that's the way that it goes. Ain't no better way to better yourself in this game. You're feeling the growth. That's time on the mat. We put in the work. Believe it ain't easy, I know. But we train for the love of the game, the love of the art. Now slap it up, bump it, let's roll.